In this lesson, we're going to be looking at the fundamental theorem of calculus. We're going to be using that to calculate the area under a curve using integrals. A definite integral defines the interval that we want to find the area under the curve of. So we do that by the integral from a to b of f of x dx is going to be equal to the limit as n approaches infinity of the sum from I equals 1 to n of f of x delta x, where delta x is equal to b minus a over n. In essence, what all that is saying is if you have a series of rectangles and you increase the number of, if we were to draw rectangles up under whatever curve we're trying to find the area up under, if we take the area of each one of those rectangles and add them up, as we increase the number of those rectangles, we will get closer and closer to the actual area up under the curve. So the b minus a over n, that represents the width of each one of the rectangles, and the f of x is actually the height of each rectangle. So, and as n approaches infinity, the number of rectangles up under the curve approaches infinity. So we're just basically making each one of those rectangles smaller and smaller and smaller to the point where they're basically just like lines. As n approaches infinity, we're putting an infinite number of rectangles up under the curve and adding up the area of all those infinite number of rectangles. Fundamental theorem of calculus. The first part says that if f is continuous, the function is continuous on a closed interval, and f is the indefinite integral of f on that closed interval, then the integral from a to b of f of x dx is equal to the antiderivative at b minus the antiderivative at a. The second part says that if f is continuous function on an open interval and a, any point on that interval, then f is defined by f of x equals the integral from a to x of f of t dt, then the capital F prime of x equals lowercase f x at each point on the interval. What this part of the fundamental theorem of calculus is basically saying is that the antiderivative and the derivative are inverse processes. The first part allows us to evaluate use integrals to calculate the area under a curve on some interval. So we want to determine what is the area under this curve from 1 to 7. So to find the area under the curve, we're going to take the integral from 1 to 7 of x plus 5 dx. So the first thing we want to do is find the antiderivative of x plus 5. Antiderivative of x plus 5 is x squared over 2 plus 5x. When we have a definite integral, whenever the interval is defined, that is considered a definite integral. If the interval is not defined, then we have an indefinite integral, and we do need to include the c. So once we have the antiderivative of the function, we're going to evaluate it at 7 minus its value at 1. So once we plug in the 7 and subtract the value at 1, we get 49 over 2 plus 35 minus the quantity 1/2 plus 5. We want a common denominator of 2. When we add up all the numerators, we get 108 over 2, or 54. Now notice, the function is not necessarily a curve, it's actually a straight line. That equation is the equation of a straight line, y equals x plus 5. So we can verify that the area up under the curve is the same as what we would get using geometry. So we can graph this line. It has a y-intercept of 5, the slope is 1, and we want to find the area under the curve from 1 to 7. So if we block out that area under the curve above the x-axis, we have a trapezoid. And we remember from geometry that the area of a trapezoid is 1/2 its height times the sum of its bases. The measure of the height, it's the distance between the two bases, so that would be 6. And the bases are the two parallel sides. So the base on the right would be 12. The base on the left is 6. And we plug that into our equation or a formula. We get the same thing that we got using integrals. We still got 54 units squared for the area up under that curve or this line. All right, next one, we want to find the area up under this curve. Again, we want to find the exact area using integrals. So we need to first, find the antiderivative of the function. Antiderivative is going to be x cubed over 6 minus x squared over 2 plus 2x. Again, we don't need the constant because this is a definite integral. And so we're going to substitute in 2 for the x minus 0 for the x. When we plug in 0 for the x's, all three of the terms will be 0. And we need a common denominator. Common denominator is going to be 3. So I can write 2 as 6 over 3 and write 4 as 12 over 3. Add the numerators and we get 10 over 3. And the same for this function. We want to find the exact area under the curve by using integrals. And we're going to evaluate it from -2 to 1/2. So we start by finding the antiderivative of the function, which is going to be -x cubed over 3 plus 12x. And then we're going to evaluate it at 1/2 minus its value at -2. Once we plug in everything and simplify, we want a common denominator of 24. Once we have our common denominator, we add all the numerators and we get 655 over 24 for the area under the curve.